Dean Camia. 26, Mark Giles. 27, Kevin Buck. Down to this first turn. Kevin Buck pushing hard on the back wheel of Mark Giles as they come round that corner now. It's 44, Dean Camia that's leading. On the Wilson Tarmac sponsored machine from 26, Mark Giles. From 27, Kevin Buck. 65, Jason Wilby. 73, Julian Pitts. Nice rides there from Dean Camia, his teammate here this afternoon. Enjoying his ride round at Frittenden. Mark Giles in second, then Kevin Buck, Jason Wilby, Julian Phipps, Graham Brown, Justin Shaw, Dave Hollingsby. Dean Camia's out with trouble. Dean Camia has struck problems. That's bad luck for him as he looks down on the motor. Mark Giles makes the most of it. He slams through in first place as they take the last lap flag from Kevin Buck. Julian Phipps is now up to third. Jason Wilby down to fourth. On this last turn to see if he can get past Kevin Buck. And Mark Giles is going to do all he can to stay in front. So, there goes Julian Phipps, hard round the outside. I knew we'd expect something dynamic here. There goes Mark Giles for the win. Second, just Julian Phipps from Kevin Buck. Then Jason Wilby, Graham Brown and Dave Hollingsby.
Race 21 though, what an interesting situation we've got in this third leg. On the outside gate number 1, Steve Smith and Steve Ford. A win and a second place so far. On grid 3, Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones. A second place and a win so far. On grid 5, 2 wins, our only maximum crew, Roger Measor and Shane Lapham. Joining them on the line, John Hiscock, Richard Piggott and Craig Cheetham. So what an interesting one this promises to be. We know that coincidentally Roger Measor and Steve Smith met in that second leg. They finished 1 and 2. Will it be the same result or will we be able to turn it round? On the line a long time, obviously the starter not happy with one of those outfits. We've been holding them there a long time, but we now get underway. Roger Measor gets on the racing line quickly. That's the way he gets to drive. These bits in to stop the first bend. Ivor Matthews has got up there as well. Ivor Matthews in second place, but he is only just in second place because Roger Measor is right there with him. Well, this is where we've seen Roger make a dive for second place. He drives it hard. Steve Smith puts his hand in the air and moves out wide as we're watching the battle for Ivor Matthews and Roger Measor has now, I thought a battle for second place, has turned into a battle for first place. So Ivor Matthews now where Steve is pulling off. Roger Measor has tried everything he possibly could, but at the moment he can't get past Ivor Matthews. Into the last lap they go. There's a big gap back to John Hiscock in third spot, but early action. With no errors on this bottom bend, they're going to be the ones that come round and take the checker flag. An excellent result for them. They take the checker flag. Roger Measor and Shane Lapham get second. John Hiscock is third. Higgins fourth. Charlie boy. Oh, we're looking to see Steve Smith and Steve Ford pushing over the line. Obviously a lot of support for Steve Smith. Anxiously looking to see which engine, because I know that he's got the 2 bikes here, the Wasp engine Kinchin and the V-twin. That is definitely the V-twin, Gordon. We do hope that it's nothing too dramatic.
So here we go then with the first 250 semi-final. Numbers in the semis. What's happened is that riders have dropped out of their semi-final and aren't being replaced. Well, then they all play in fourth place. Well, this is really very quick 250 action in there. Look at Graham Thomas is in the U, losing a length or two on that bend. Mark Wadsworth one opportunity to move to the second place. Graham Thomas in front. Mark Wadsworth in second place. And Jason Scott. They power around that bottom then, a spectacular side it is with a front of the far side. Mark Wadsworth closes right up on Graham Thomas, spots the inside line, it's Mark Wadsworth in lead, Graham Thomas in second place, and he's got on the outside, Thomas gets down to the left, still right there with him. And Jason Stott and Ray outside of the pair of them, and Mark Wadsworth fights back tremendous 250 action, and we haven't got to the final yet. There's Mark Wadsworth there, Jason Stott. We've got to cross to the far side. Mark Wadsworth Graham Thomas is third, Hammill in fifth, Neil Taylor in sixth place, and looking across to the far side, then powering up to the top of the hill, the checkered flag is being ready. Wadsworth takes the last minute, desperate trying to come up the inside, then Neil Taylor.
So we turn our attention to race 7, this is the third of the Sidecars, and what a lineup we've got for race 7. Number 18 of course is Richard Thomas and Kevin Woodley, but coming to that line is Roger Measor and Shane Lapham. Rob Wilson and passenger, of course, Tony Miles, Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones, Roy Spreadbury and Steve Kensington, Steve Smith, and of course we must remember today Mick Stace in the chair for Steve. So very important that the riders get a good result first time out. As we look across that far side, Ivor Matthews has made a good start, but it's Roger Measor that's got his outfit in front as he gets halfway down the straight. Richard Thomas is right up there in second place, but it is Roger Measor that's got to the front as they go into that first turn. Richard Thomas goes wide, he's allowed Steve Smith and Ivor Matthews to come through on the inside of him. Oh, Richard Thomas comes back at Ivor Matthews, but Ivor holding a very, very tight line. Drives hard underneath Steve Smith, but Steve Smith with the advantage going down that back straight. But it is Roger Measor and Shane Lapham, our British Masters title holders for 1995, who've got the lead at the moment as they come off that top turn. Steve Smith up in second place. Had such a good history with this event. The only driver to have won this Ace of Aces title 4 times, and he'd love to make it a 5th this afternoon. As he goes down the back straight, he's starting to close up on Roger Measor. The gaps, I'm sure you can see on the far side, have started to close. Roger Measor now knows that Steve Smith is there, and Steve gets a much better line on that top end. They go into the last snap, and Roger Measor going for the faster, wider lines. Cuts back across on that pit bend. Ivor Matthews is not far away from those two either. As they go down the back straight, Steve Smith has got that inside line again. He's going to go through on the inside. Terrific ride from Steve Smith and Big Stay. Now I know I've got to try and hold it tight as Roger Measor will come back at them as they come to the line. But it's going to be a win for Steve Smith. Roger Measor takes second. Ivor Matthews takes third place. Rob Wilson in fourth. Richard Thomas in fifth. But what a tremendous sidecar race it looked in prospect, and it turned out to be exactly that. Get underway. John Hiscock, in fact, has made the best of the stars with Vaughan Roberts, who gets to the front as they go into that first turn. So Vaughan Roberts it is, they go wide. John Hiscock and Jason Hammill and John Richards in third at the moment. So can John Hiscock make this one his? Can he get a place in the final from this ride? Looks to go round the outside. Vaughan Roberts and Terry Madley still with the lead though, as John Hiscock and Jason Gill have been forced to go wide. They've gone a long way round. They've got the speed. You can see that John Hiscock has been forced to stay wide. Oh, it's a long, lonely way round on the outside like that, but you see that John Hiscock has made the best of it. Now this could get interesting because you can see exactly again what's happening. Kenny Hammill is centred, there's going to be gaps on the inside. Wide round Vaughan Roberts, and Kenny Hammill has actually seen that gap open up. He's got himself up into second. Gary Jackson is seeing the gaps as well, so he wants to get in on the action as well. So whilst Vaughan Roberts and Terry Madley have set the pace, John Hiscock has been forced to make all the rules. He left the gaps for Kenny Hammill. Trying to close the door to stop Gary Jackson coming through, and closing right up from Kenny Hammill in that bottom turn. Kenny Hammill and John Richards looking for the lead as they come towards the checkered flag. It's going to be a win for Vaughan Roberts. It's second for Kenny Hammill and John Richards, and third for John Hiscock.
As they go into the first turn. Duncan Solis and Paul Baseby is pulling sight lines in. Tim Bennett trying to go right around the outside, the long way round. Lee Ray is in there in third at the moment, then Gavin Doolin. Then Mick Turrell. Colin Hill bringing up the rear at the moment. All action stuff there, look how close they are. Look at those first two. Tim Bennett trying to take it on the outside of Duncan Solis, and Tim Bennett holding the throttle open that little bit longer and cutting a nose off of Duncan Solis in that turn. Bennett's got the throttle on, he's got a wide line. Duncan Solis taking up on the inside, he's not given up yet. These two are hard at it. Best of mates in the paddock, kill each other on the track. Look at him go. Tim Bennett and Steve Hargrove drift a little bit wide. Duncan Solis and Paul Baseby forcing on there all the time. Adrenaline pumping. Aggression flowing. Tim Bennett's got the better of it now though. Tim Bennett, Steve Hargraves leading from Duncan Solis and Paul Baseby. Then Gavin Noonan and Simon Beanie. And then Lee Ray and Simon Wall. Sorry, that's the wrong one. That's Chris Wall. I'll get it right one day. I will. Honest. Look at Duncan Solis now going after Tim Bennett on this last turn. He knows it's his last chance to take victory in this one. Tim Bennett, equally desperate to hang on to it. Tim Bennett, Steve Hargraves and Duncan Solis nearly got it. And down goes Paul Baseby. Well, Paul's up and okay. That was a speedy recovery for Paul Baseby, with bad luck there for Duncan Solis. You do have to go across the line with both men on the bike. No, you've got to be on the bike. Get back on it. Come round again.
Trevor Banks, 28 team. That's like well, we're looking to see if Trevor Banks can get to that first bend in the lead. He doesn't get the better of the start, but he's on the sideline. Paul Hurry in third place, and we look across the far side. Trevor still wide, comes round the outside of Nevill Tatum. Nevill Tatum keeps the power on. Super action there. Trevor Banks. And a super struggle right on here, and Nevill Tatum seemed to just momentarily take the lead, and he lost it again. Trevor Banks looks at him and looks to say, what do I have to do to hold this guy on? That's over ahead of Paul Hurry and then 28 again. They did it again on the bottom bend, and again it's Trevor Banks who actually emerges from the dust with that advantage. He'll up the back straight. 1 more second. From Richard Must, and then back up his way to number 6. Number 6 is Robbie Fuller.
Just turning round there, he does his car park round behind Davies too.
So Paul Hurry, if he can complete this lap within the 2 minutes required, then he will be classed as a finisher. He has done 3/4 race distance. But Paul, that's real hard work on a day like this, pushing that machine. Well, Paul Hurry then qualifies as 7th finisher. In 6th place. In 7th place, number 32, Adrian Squirrel. In 8th place, number 62, Stephen Tyler. And in 9th place, number 3, John Pepper. Winner's time, 1 minute 45.52. So the second semi-final for the 250s gets underway, and we're looking to see number 33, Richie Knight, can come out on top of this one. He's ridden so well in the time. So then, Carl Wilkes with the advantage over Richie Smith at the moment. A very silent engine for 69 Richie Knight. We're looking across to the far side, and Carl Wilkes then battles his way up that back straight. Here's it over, surrounded into that top band, and you can see a few of those ripples developing. Number 444, Stuart Laird. So then, Carl Wilkes on the far side, maintaining a slender advantage over the second place man, Richie Smith. Now the battle's still on under the head of this one. It's all about points, it's all about taking the number of points you can, the maximum points through into that final winner. 4 points. Joining the front. All sorts of things happens as he's graduating falls off just here by the finish line. It's a 3-way back into the top there. Who's going to come out? Second, and Carl Wilkes in third. Stuart Laird in fourth.
And as we look through the lineup for race 14, sponsored by Square Deal Caravans. Steve Smith goes in this one. He's in grid 3. He had a win first time out, and of course we've not seen anybody get 2 rides and 2 wins. Steve Smith, the only one that could still do it. He's up against Phil Pitman, Mark Edwards, and it is Phil Pitman that's made the best of the starts as they go into that first bend. Looking for Steve Smith at the moment. He's back in 5th place. There's all sorts of problems on that first bend, but as they come out in front of us, it is Phil Pitman and Miles Simmons that have made the best of the starts. Duncan Tolhurst in a much better position this time, right up there in 2nd place. Mark Edwards up in 3rd. So all 3 of these crews having much better rides this time out. Steve Smith back in 4th place at the moment, looking for a way through. He's got Mark Edwards just in front of him. Oh, Steve Smith tries the outside. He's going all the way round. But at the moment it's Phil Pitman and Miles Simmons that are setting the pace and don't look like being caught. Still Duncan Tolhurst in 2nd place, and Mark Edwards finds a way through at last. He goes down the inside. Steve Smith desperately trying to follow Mark Edwards through on the inside of Duncan Tolhurst, and he does so going into that top bend. It all closes up for that 2nd place. Phil Pitman's gone very wide. I'm sure that Mark Edwards and Steve Smith will have noticed that there's gaps being left there as they come out of that top bend. They're certainly tight into this top bend. There's no way through there. Mark Edwards realising that, closes up going down that back straight. This is where I expect to see a challenge going into this top bend. Steve Smith not losing track of those front 2 as well. Mark Edwards again, that gap's been left and Mark Edwards is looking for it. It's going to be close to the line, but Phil Pitman gets it. Mark Edwards finishes in 2nd place. Steve Smith and Mick stays finishing in 3rd. But just the sort of result that Phil Pitman and Miles Simmons wanted. But John Halsey has made a better entrance into that first turn. He's got the line round the inside. Ivor Matthews is on the outside. Well, both of them quickly up, but they look okay. But they've got an outfit on the track. You've got a yellow flag out there at the moment. Glenie holding the lead from Rustling and Graham Ashby in 2nd. They can now race on this part of the circuit, and Rustling goes through. John Halsey's hit problems as they go past me. John Halsey pulls out with problems, and Rustling takes over the lead. Ivor Matthews is up there. Up in 3rd place, Kenny Hammill in 4th. But all eyes at the moment on those front 2 as Ivor Matthews is desperately trying to find a way that he can be quicker either. No, they take the advantage if they leave a gap. Into the top turn they go, Rustling and Graham Ashby is the still lead. Down the back straight they go. Last week may well know that it was a busy week for them. The outfit literally took off last weekend. It absolutely wrecked when they were loaded on this track. And Graham Ashby have won this for a long time. They get a big win. Ivor Matthews and Simon Will get 2nd. Mick Toll and Tony Baisley get 3rd. Kenny Hammill and John Richards in 4th.
Kinchin. 15 Neil Scopes goes into the front, into the first turn first. It's 139 Dave Mears is in second, and Vincent Kinchin's holding on there to third. Then Jonathan Ross. And Neil Scopes again in the same place as in the first leg. He's out with mechanical problems. 139 Dave Mears takes up the running. Paul Ivor forcing his way through into second place. Vincent Kinchin takes the wide line, cut back on the inside line. Back in a second place. Dave Mears is holding on to it. Dave Mears loses his left foot a little bit, but he's corrected it. He's got the bike back online. Vincent Kinchin's trying to go around the outside, and 72 Paul Ivor comes back underneath him and takes that second place from him. Paul Ivor goes wide this time. Vincent Kinchin's up on the inside. They're going to go Dave Mears. Paul Ivor takes Dave Mears on the outside. Back straight, goes into the last turn. Paul the last time. He catches that bump a bit funny, but he's got it all straightened out again. He's okay, and Vincent Kinchin comes through to take the win. Oh, what's going to happen? They come up the last lap flag. It's all action stations here. Vincent Kinchin is leading. 139 Dave Mears. Pulling the inside line. Paul Ivor is way back to third. Vincent Kinchin looks like he's going to run under control this time. At the end of the last turn. All the last time. There's all hot stuff here at Frittenden as he goes wide, but he's made it. It's 18. Vince Kinchin takes the win. From 139 Dave Mears in second, then Paul Ivor, then Jonathan Ross, then Bill Ranson, Kevin Buck.
Well, Jerry Adams has now joined them. Federer and Vaughan have indeed appeared, so we do have a full lineup. So interesting to watch. Two very quick men on opposite ends of the grid, one very quick rider in the middle. We watch to see who gets the best of it from the start, and on the racing line very quickly is Ivor Matthews. Problems for Steve Smith getting off the line. He's well down the field at the moment, but Ivor Matthews on the inside of him, but Nevill Tatum going after Ivor Matthews, who's leading this Masters competition jointly at the moment. So this will put the pressure on the last ride of the afternoon for the Sidecars competition. Ivor Matthews. Will be anxious to make up positions in this ride. He missed the start completely. As we come past us for the second time, Ivor Matthews showing well, and Steve Smith has in fact moved through in front of Leonard Ray Vaughan. Into this Pitman for the third time. Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones have been allowed to get away from the rest of the field. And I'm interested to see whether Nevill Tatum perhaps has got a problem, because he does look to be really slow. He knows he's got to keep that sideline. He's going to make Steve Smith drive hard and ride. He's doing exactly that, but it's going to be a race to the line. Ivor Matthews takes it. Well, that was very, very close on the line. I couldn't quite make out what the hand signals were for Nevill Tatum. I'm interested to know who he was. I'm sure that Nevill Tatum's got a problem. And Steve Smith driving hard. I'll leave that to our line judges. Give you the official result in a few moments.
Solo final forming up on the far side there. What a final this is going to be, isn't it? We've got Mark Wadsworth, we've got Richard Smith, we've got Carl Wilkes, we've got Graham Thomas, we've got Dean Hammill, we've got Jason Stott, Scott Nicholls, Neil Taylor, John Pilcher, they're away, and look at that coverage. Look at Graham Thomas. Thomas making the best of the start, and Graham Thomas goes to the fore. Remember, it's points overall. second spot. These two on one another's elbows as they go past there. Tremendous side-by-side stuff. And it looks like Richard Smith challenging. And Mark Wadsworth comes through the second spot. Graham Thomas from Mark Wadsworth. And Mark Wadsworth comes through up the inside. Can down on to Mark Wadsworth on the inside. On the inside, I'm saying he's called third spot at the moment, and it's really very, very close to Carl Wilkes. A little bit of a block, drops back and forth. It's Mark Wadsworth in front. Look at Carl Wilkes go up that hill. Mark Wadsworth from Carl Wilkes, from Graham Thomas, from Richard Smith, who goes off to other. So Wadsworth is out in front. Carl Wilkes is down in front. Thomas down third. Wadsworth to the third and third, Richard Smith. And Pitman four-way battles on here, but the advantage with Mark Wadsworth at the moment. And Graham Taylor goes after him, but it's Mark Wadsworth out in front. Graham Taylor in second place, Carl Wilkes in third, Richard Smith in fourth, and Smith in better in fifth. And Richard Smith coming through, and Smith knows he's got to make it to ground, but Richard Smith is really working away here. It's Graham and Taylor get ahead of him. Wadsworth has a problem. Taylor closes right up, doesn't quite get by. Carl Wilkes gets back up into third place. Richard Smith down back to fourth. A tremendous and then back away to Stott Nicholls. Well, by winning that, Mark Wadsworth has taken the 250 championship. He was on 54 points. Joint leader with Richard Smith. He beat Richard Smith, so Mark Wadsworth. So there we have it. The minor placings will have sorted in a moment or two. When we get our breath back after what was an absolutely superb 250 final.
I knew this would be hard. Cheers, Alan. That's all right. Oh, obviously the sponsor down the arm. Okay. Well, actually, I've come through that one, Jim, quite safe. I mean, still in one piece, and they're glaring at me.
And here we go with race 15 coming up. And Kelvin Tatum gaining well. It's Tatum versus Doncaster, and Scoey has a say in this as well, because remember, Jeremy Doncaster, Kelvin Tatum, Schofield in second, and Jeremy Doncaster out in front again, and Donkey going for a third win of the afternoon. Kelvin Tatum comes through, battling for second place with Steve Schofield. Glenn Cunningham is in fourth, so look at this great three-way battle with Jeremy Doncaster pulling away from Schofield, Kelvin Tatum, and a tremendous struggle going on for fourth as well. Looks like Paul Fry coming through into fourth, or trying to get ahead of Glenn Cunningham, who's actually sitting in fourth at the moment. So, Jeremy Doncaster is having a tremendous afternoon. Trying to get away from Meanwhile then, it's Jeremy Doncaster who leads as they go into the last lap. It's Steve Schofield in second place, Kelvin Tatum in third, Paul Fry in fourth, Glenn Cunningham in fifth, and in sixth place. That's going for it. Really big challenge there. Jeremy Doncaster out in front, and Scoey coming through, and it's Scoey who gets there. Jeremy Doncaster in second, Kelvin Tatum in third, Paul Fry in fourth, and then Glenn Cunningham. And then number 30, Lapham. Well, what a great race out there. It really was tremendous. Jeremy Doncaster led throughout until that last bend. A little bit of a challenge on the first half of that last lap, and then Scoey really went for it, and a tremendous ride from Steve Schofield, and a great performance for the pair of them.
That line, they come down the first straight. Who's it going to be? Lee Street makes the most of it from 70. Gary Wells at 33. Richard Smith. Richard Smith goes up to second on the first turn. Wogie Giles is out. Wogie Giles is out with trouble. That's bad news for Wogie. On the first straight. Lee Street though, got it all his own way at the moment. Richard Smith won't let him have it his own way, I'm sure. He'll push him right to the last. But it's 75, Lee Street from 33, Richard Smith from 70, Gary Wells 32, Adrian Squirrel, then 62, Stevie Siren, 10, Dave Rumsey. Look at those boys going for it in the midfield there. But Lee Street is leading, he's well on his way towards victory in this one, but I think that the A finals are 6 lappers, so there's a long way to go yet. 75, Lee Street leading, then 33, Richard Smith in second place, then Gary Wells, then 32, Adrian Squirrel, then Dave Rumsey, Adam Shipp, Dave Steen. Round the turn they come then. Lee Street still got it, Richard Smith now starting to close the gap up slightly. So it's 75, Lee Street from Richard Smith, from Gary Wells and Adrian Squirrel, Dave Rumsey and Adam Shipp and Steve Siren, Brian Cornelius, and look at Richard Smith making the move now. On Lee Street, from Lennon, the Southeast Superstar of the 250s, and Richard Smith from the Eastern Centre, equally as quick in his own right. He's gaining ground now, he's making him have it, he's making him work for it. My maths make it 2 more laps to go, and Lee Street is in front. Richard Smith is pushing hard, he's coming up on the inside this time, he's going to the outside, he's really showing he's in contention. He's pushing Lee Street all the way, and the time forced him into a mistake perhaps on this corner. Lee Street, another nice tight line. Richard Smith will have to go some to beat him now, with just 1 lap remaining in this race. Lee Street's got it, but look at Richard Smith going right around the outside, he's done it. He's in front of that point there, and will he go on to victory, or will Lee Street have an answer for it? Has Lee Street tired? Has Lee Street got anything left in reserve? They come round that last turn. Richard Smith guns it towards the line. It's Richard Smith that wins it from Lee Street in second place. And then third is Gary Wells. And fourth is Adrian Squirrel. From Dave Rumsey, Adam Shipp, Steve Siren, 48, then Brian Cornelius.
Sixth place, outfit number 5. And Collier Blackboard. The running time 138.46, 15, 12, 2, 149, 55 and 5. We're already underway with race 28 as they fly off the line. An interesting one in prospect. All our leading outfits go in this one as we see them go into that first bend. Wrestling is Stott from the front as he goes into that first bend. Pulls up on the far side, but as we see going into this pit bend, rustling back on form and in front of Ken Lane, but Ken Lane goes very wide, looking to go around the outside. John Halsey has seen the mistake that Ken Lane has made and looks for that gap on the inside. Because he looked for that gap, he found one, he got through, and now he drives hard in front, anxious to make up for some of those results he picked up earlier on. And Rossley now with problems from John Halsey. John Halsey. You can see that Roger Measor on that bottom bend is now pulled out as we come round towards the last lap flag. Ken Lane and Mark Edwards. John Halsey there in second place for Rossley now coming back. Can he complete the race distance with no back tyre on the two? It's certainly all happening this afternoon, and Ken Lane tries to get across the line, but John Halsey completes the race by tremendous driving from Ken Lane and from Mark Edwards doing his part of the work. It means that John Halsey picks up the win. Rossley makes up the second spot. Well, big drama. A lot of drivers, I'm sure, would have just pulled out having that happen to him. The tyre completely ripping off the rim. But as you can see, he's got complete race distance, and I'm waiting to see where he actually finished in the results.
To the 500 sidecar final. And Paul Miller looks like he's made a tremendous start there. There's Paul Miller. And fourth place number 57, Mike Reed. So then, look at this, look at Brian Palmer, trying to go around the outside of Kevin Lloyd, not quite making, so Kevin leading in second place, Brian Palmer in third place, and in front is Paul Miller continuing that tremendous form he's been showing the past few weeks. Always remember the 14 and number 14, of course, on your programme is Rob Williams. So then across on the far side, the positions remain as they were. It's Paul Miller on Marbury, going superbly. Kevin Lloyd, Nicholls Lloyd in second place. And Brian Palmer to the right outside of Palmer goes past him. Can he hang on to the drive? And Palmer goes right round the outside of Lapham. Doesn't quite get there, but it's Kevin Lee there in front. Kevin Lee in front, Brian Palmer in second place. A tremendous turn there. And Measor in front of him. So, Kevin Lee to the bottom. Ross Palmer looking around the outside. He goes it again, and Ross Palmer comes around the outside. He doesn't hang on to it. Going up the bank, it's Kevin Lee back in front. Well, we're at one more bend to go for Ross Palmer to try and do it. Palmer tries right around the outside. Is he going to get there? He's not going to get there. Gracious me. A 15,500 final to end the day. Now we're going to start adding the points up, haven't we? Because once that's done, I would guess that as Kevin Lee finished ahead of Paul Miller, Kevin Lee must have won it.
Again, delays getting all the outfits onto that start line. Away we go, and looking across that far side, it looks as if John Halsey has missed the start, so he's got a lot of work to do. But as we get into that first turn, it is yesterday's qualifying winner Terry Phillips and Chris Myers that takes the lead. Rob Wilson has gone the long way round, and he's been taken very wide. Rob and Chris Winterburn have come through on the inside, up into third place. Alan Blewitt and Barry Metcalfe trying to get up into third. Rob Wilson looking again for that outside line. Still Terry Phillips and Chris Myers lead though from Rob and Chris Winterburn in second place, and Rob looking to find a way round. He's forced to go for that outside line again. Rob Wilson closing up much tighter this time, and it's now getting through into second place as Rob Winterburn is pushed wide, but Rob Winterburn has ridden a terrific bend and he stays wide. He goes after Terry Phillips again. Rob Wilson trying to get through on the inside. Rob Winterburn getting very close to the back wheel of Terry Phillips, and problems for Rob Winterburn as he falls out on the far side. It now means that Rob Wilson and Tony Miles have moved to the front. Terry Phillips still there in second place. Alan Blewitt trying to get back on the scene in third place at the moment, and very disappointing for John Halsey at the moment after missing that start. He's not been able to make up the ground on the rest of the field. As we look to the far side, Rob Wilson taking full advantage on this lead now as he falls over the gaps and goes down that back straight into the top bend for the last time in this heat. As he comes around off the hill, he's going to take his first race victory of the afternoon. Rob Wilson and Tony Miles take it. Alan Blewitt is pushed through into second place. Terry Phillips back in third. John Hiscock finishing in fourth, and John Halsey in fifth.
is right up alongside Tony and Tommy Penfold on the first turn. They go round their first turn together, but Tony and Tommy have taken the advantage. Tony and Tommy Penfold lead this one. Down the straight, John Fish is Grant Lawrence. Front scalp looks intact at the moment. Barry and Robin Gear trying to come through from third to second round. John Fish. It's all systems go. It's Tony and Tommy Penfold leading this one. On the Yamaha Genesis outfit from John Fish and Clive Holland on the Godden V Twin from Barry and Robin Gear on another Yamaha Genesis. They're pushing hard in third place. They won at Collier Street last weekend and then Roger Whittier again today. And look at Martin Cuff and Jason Ralph coming up there in fourth place, going in a lot of ground. Oh, it's getting very, very close though. Nobody makes a mistake. There's 25. Tony and Tommy Penfold leading from John Fish and Clive Holland from Barry and Robin Gear, and then Martin Cuff and Jason Ralph, then Peter French and Dave Holland, and Duncan Fish, John Brady at the back. Then Barry and Robin Gear get through into second place, John Fish and Clive Holland, and it looks like Martin Cuff's going to follow him through there. It's very tight on that turn as they come round. Tony and Tommy Penfold still leading from Barry and Robin Gear in second place, then 173 John Fish and Clive Holland. I think yes, Martin Cuff has gone through. Martin Cuff now goes a bit wide. John Fish tries to come back on the inside. But out in front is Tony and Tommy Penfold. And Barry and Robin Gear are trying to really beat like a fish. They've gone to the outside line. What's going to happen here? Round the turn they come. It's Tony and Tommy still with a very good line on the inside. I'm making 2 more laps to go. Time will tell. It's Tony and Tommy Penfold with Barry and Robin Gear pushing every inch of the way. In second place, then Martin Cuff and Jason Ralph. They've not given up an inch either. Then John Fish and Clive Holland just hoping for a mistake to come through. A lot of them. As they come round this turn this time, it'll be the last lap flag in their sights. They've only got 1 more lap to do. It's Tony and Tommy. They look over their shoulder. They know where the Gear brothers are. It's the Penfold brothers from the Gear brothers. From Martin Cuff and Jason Ralph. Then John Fish and Clive Holland. This is going to be the big one, chaps. They go down that main straight. There's just 1 more turn to go. Can Barry and Robin Gear take the Penfold brothers? They're right in there. They're right up alongside. They're giving it full throttle. They got the outside line. It'll prove a disadvantage, I'm sure. Tony and Tommy Penfold take the win. From the Gear brothers in second place, then Martin Cuff and Jason Ralph, then John Fish and Clive Hollands, Peter French and Dave Hollands, and Duncan Fish and John Wadey. Well, what another cracking race. 6 laps of pure excitement.
Would you have expected after 9 heats that we've had 8 heat winners? Absolutely incredible. 8 heat winners from just 9 heats. It means that the points are so close that it's all going to be decided on this 4th leg. There is just 5 points by my very unofficial reckoning between top of the points chart to, would you believe, right the way down to 11th place. Absolutely incredible this turned out this close. They go from Matthews and Measor on 16 points, Steer and Smith on 15, Wilson on 14, Ing on 14. It is all so close and they all must know that they've got to do well in this last ride as we get underway with race 26 and going into that first bend. One rider that knows he needs a good result in this one is Alan Blewitt as he's got to the front going down that first straight. Rob Bradley's had some good results so far. He knows a good ride in this one will get him into the final. He goes into second place. Ivor Matthews on top points at the moment. Goes into second place, does he, as he comes down with that bend. Indeed, Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones do move up into second place. John Halsey knows he needs a very good result in this one and moves up into 3rd place, but still the lead with Alan Blewitt and Barry Metcalfe. They lead from Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones. John Halsey has moved up into 3rd. Duncan Tazzler now looking to attack Rob Bradley as well. He moves up into 4th place and Ivor Matthews has closed up on Alan Blewitt. So Ivor Matthews, the only driver with 2 wins from 3 rides. He moves round the outside this time on this top bend. He's going a long way round and he's got in front. That's a tremendous corner from Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones. They've got themselves to the front. And this was exactly the result they wanted to get. They are, of course, the defending champions of the Ace of Aces, and they would love to get into that final and do it again on such excellent race conditions that we've seen here this afternoon. They come round towards the checker flag, and that's going to complete 4 rides for them, and it means 3 wins. So they're sure of a place in the final. Alan Blewitt and Barry Metcalfe have got to watch to see how all the other results pan out. John Halsey and Jason Glenie finish in 3rd place, Rob Bradley in 4th. But it really is that close on overall points.
goes in race 45. No Kevin back, no Kevin Phillips. So let's go. And they are away. John Priest right out in the middle. Tony Atkin making a good start. That's Tony Atkin and John Priest together. Tony Atkin in second place. So then John Priest. Coming wide, Tony Atkin coming up the inside. Andy Riley with a pair of them, as is Ricky Scarborough. And just in behind the man who says, I haven't retired, Mike Beaumont. Who's going to have the advantage off of this bank. Ricky Scarborough seems to have got there. It's Ricky Scarborough from Andy Riley with John Priest and Tony Atkin in close attendance. So Ricky Scarborough of the ever-starring Andy Riley. Will he get in front? Is Ricky Scarborough still there? There's not a lot in it as they go into the last lap. Tony Atkin in third, John Priest in fourth, and Andy Riley goes again, but will he get by this time? He does. Andy Riley then to lead and head towards us. Ricky Scarborough now. In third place is going to be Tony Atkin, and in fourth place is John Priest, and in fifth place it's going to be Mike Beaumont. Sixth man, Kirsten Marsh, just ahead of number 36.
I'll remind you, of course, that Steve Smith appears in this final again. He has the most titles of the Ace of Aces. He's won it in 1982, 84, 89. He was third in 1990 and he won it again in 1993. 4 titles overall. Roger Measor has really been the one who's been so close all the time. He's won it once back in 87, he was second in 88, second in 89, and second to Steve Smith in 93. Now Dave Steer, we know, has been on the roster and back in 1993. He was third then. Alan and John Blewitt finished third in 1992, so a great collection of experienced crews competing for the 1995 title. Now we look across that far side and they are pulling the last of the crews into line. I can see that Roger Measor and Ivor Matthews have taken these inside gates. Steve Smith right on the far outside. The starters at the moment not happy with Steve Smith touching the tapes. Dave Steer, interesting enough, has taken that inside line in the middle of 1995. They're obviously all conscious of that this start's so important. The starters put their arms up, they bring them all up under starters' orders, bringing them towards the tapes. Starter happy with that, they move away, the tapes go, and as they get underway we look to see who's made the best of the starts. It's Alan Blewitt has made the best of the starts once again. Dave Steer has gone with him. Ivor Matthews back in third place. Rob Wilson going the long way round and trying to get round the outside. Roger Measor is up there on the inside as well, but at the moment it's Dave Steer fighting it out with Alan Blewitt and Barry Metcalfe. Alan Blewitt and Barry Metcalfe it is that lead going into this pit then for the first time, and Dave Steer and Andy Orchard move through in the front. Rob Wilson and Tony Miles in third place at the moment. Roger Measor now moving through though, and Roger Measor comes up the inside. Will he get that third place? Alan Blewitt again goes round the outside to try and get the lead. Rob Wilson comes between the two of them, and Rob Wilson now moves up into second place and goes after Dave Steer. Roger Measor moving up on the inside. What's going to be the 1, 2, 3 as they come across the line as Dave Steer and Andy Orchard hold the lead, but only just from Rob Wilson and Tony Miles. Roger Measor and Shane Lapham move into third place, and it gets close again in this top end as Rob Wilson goes round the outside. Rob Wilson is going for the lead as he comes past me. Still Dave Steer just has it with Ron Wilson with a slight advantage perhaps going into that top bend. He's got the lead as he goes around that top corner. And as he goes down the back straight, it is Ron Wilson and Tony Miles that lead. Dave Steer comes back at him again as he goes underneath into this last bend. Terrific last bend as they come round towards us, and this is going to be the checkered flag. This is going to be the Ace of Aces title. It's Ron Wilson, Tony Miles will lead him on, and Ron Wilson does it. Tremendous afternoon's racing of sidecar competition, but would you have said Ron Wilson at the beginning of the day would take the 1995 total? He will be ecstatic with that one, because you would never expected the quiet Ron Wilson to have taken the 1995 trophy, but he's done it.
Jeremy Doncaster, Paul Hurry, Steve Schofield, Jason Crump, Paul Fry, Stefan Tressiou, Mark Loram and Simon Wigg. Those are the competitors who will dispute the 1995 Ace of Aces Solo Championship and receive the Sport Act trophy and £800 for their efforts. And we're going to do that presentation up behind the solo start line. Jim and myself will be up there immediately following the racing, and we'll get that presentation underway. Don't forget, take it gently on your way out of the field. Only a single exit. It's going to take us all a little while to get out, so please be patient. So then, looking to our left, we can see the competitors coming into line. So here we go then, the riders are all lined up. Starting team move back, the gate goes up and away, and they charge down the hill towards us. Kelvin Tatum and Schofield, it's Steve Schofield in front, Kelvin Tatum right alongside him, side by side. Kelvin Tatum who comes to the front, but is he going to have to go very, very wide off this bend? It's Tatum in front, it's Loram who's right there in second spot. Steve Schofield there, Jeremy Doncaster in fourth, and a tremendous race going on here as Kelvin Tatum spins to the win. Their wheel track is very, very tight indeed. So Tatum then, coming wide, charges down the hill. Kelvin Tatum with a few lengths advantage over Mark Loram. Steve Schofield in third. In fourth place is still Jeremy Doncaster. Well, it's Kelvin Tatum then. Doing what against Mark Loram. He's off here, and Loram goes for it. Loram goes for it on the top bend. Doesn't quite get there, or does he? Because he's going to be tight off that bend. One more lap to go. It's Kelvin Tatum in front. Mark Loram in second, still Steve Schofield, and Jeremy Doncaster still there. And that's the way they remain. Now let's see, it's going to be a challenge here. Loram goes for it, they knock off the back. They got the back straight. Loram is going for it hard. Kelvin Tatum with the advantage. Loram coming up the inside. Who's going to get there first? It's Kelvin Tatum who wins. Mark Loram in second, Steve Schofield in third, Jeremy Doncaster in fourth, and Paul Hurry in fifth. And Stefan Tressiou in sixth spot. Well, a tremendous race from some really top track racing men. A great three-way battle for the first lap or so, and then it became a two-way battle, but a great race and a fitting Ace of Aces.